Yo, what's up guys? I'm back with the mechanics series, and today we're going to be doing a quick cover of the 45-degree flick. I'm going to try and break it down for you guys, put it into parts, so that hopefully by the time that we're done, you guys will know how to do a 45-degree flick. Let's get right into it. Alright you guys, so I've loaded myself up here into Dribble Overhaul 2, and that's just for demonstration purposes. You guys can do flicks in free play as well. It doesn't really matter where or how you do it, just that you do it. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a 45-degree flick. Here's what it looks like. So that's what the 45-degree flick looks like, but obviously I know the whole reason I'm making this tutorial is because for a lot of you this is not that easy, so I'm going to try and break it down for you guys and put it into steps. So the only thing you guys need to understand is that if you guys want to start doing any type of flick, doesn't matter what type of flick it is, you guys need to have some basic dribbling skills first, alright? Because if you can't do a basic dribble like this, then you're gonna have a very, very hard time doing flicks. I promise you. Okay. So if you guys haven't worked on your basic dribbling yet, I'll put a card up there in the top right of my basic dribbling video, so that you guys can get that sorted out first. But that's basically all you need, is you just need to have basic dribbling skills, and then you should be able to do these flicks. Okay. All right. All right. We will now begin the demonstration here of how to actually do the 45-degree flick. So step number one is you have to be able to carry the ball comfortably, right, like this. And then all you guys need to do for the first step is just make sure that before you go for the flick that you offset yourself to one side. So like make sure that your car is more to one side of the ball than the other, right? So same thing for the other side, right? So here, where I might be more off to one side here, now we're more off to the one side here, right? So you just have to make sure that you're more offset to one side before you go for that flick, right? Okay, for these next couple of steps, I'm going to show you these, but I'm going to do it without the ball so that you guys can have a better idea of what I'm talking about here. And if I really think about it, this might actually be more important than actually starting off with the ball, that you actually practice the 45-degree flick motion. Okay, so let's say you're doing a flick from the left to the right, okay? So if you're flicking from left to right, that means that you need to go to the left, like this, so do a little left turn. Alright, and then as you turn, you're going to jump with the momentum of the car. So you're going to jump and then turn to the left like that. There we go. See? So you're just going to drive and then turn to the left and jump. And then tilt to the left, right? Okay. Alright, and then once you tilt to the left, all you're really doing at that point is just basically a backwards quarter flick. Or diagonal flick, whatever you want to call it. So it'll look something like this. Alright, and then if we just combine it all together, it's going to look something like this. Watch. Alright, and then once again, if I do it the other way, it looks something like this. So the reason this is so difficult is because you have to do all of those motions I talked about. So come off to one side, turn, jump, do the flick thing. You have to do all that while carrying the ball. So it's pretty difficult. Alright, I'm going to do it one more time in slow-mo. Watch. So I'm going to come off to one side, right? So make sure that you dribble. You come off to one side. So here we go, off to the right. And then we're going to do that turn. Turn, and then quarter flick. Yeah, let's do it again, just on the longer stretch, right? So basically what you're doing is you dribble like normal, right? And then right when you're ready to flick, you're basically just going to come off to one side when you're ready. So here, I'm going to come to one side, right? And then I'm going to go for it. There we go. See that? Right? So, I mean, if we go back to normal time, right? So it's going to all happen very fast, right? Just especially the flick part, right? Bang. It's just like that. Super fast. And then another really small thing here, guys, is that just try to make sure that when you go and do the flick that you air roll out of it, right? So you can get a good landing. Because if you don't, then you're not going to land very good, right? Like this. So watch. Right, if I don't air roll, then I'm going to get a bad landing. Okay, I'm going to address a couple mistakes that people make when trying to do the flick. So mistake number one is not letting the ball stick to your car. So look here, right? So if you don't have like a solid dribble like on your car when you go for the flick, so I'm just going to pop it up a bunch of times, and then you try and flick it like that, it won't work, right? You have to let the ball stick just like that, right? So once it sticks, then when you jump, it won't really like move a whole lot, right? So that's another small thing I forgot to mention, right, with the mistake, is that you can't like try and flick when it's bouncing like that, right? I mean, you kind of can, but not really. Like, it's not going to work out, right? But if you let it stick, so there we go, it's stick, right? Just as long as it's not bouncing. So if it's Bounces 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. Now it's stuck. Now it's stuck, right? Then I can do the flick. And then I would say mistake number 2 is maybe not like turning out enough with the jump. So some people like, you know, don't turn enough when they're doing the flick. So like this, right? They'll do the jump, but it'll be like tiny, right? Or it won't be very exaggerated, right? Versus where if I exaggerate a bit more, like that, and then I go for it, oh, it's a lot better, right? I'd say that's another thing too, is like when you guys are practicing the motion, I want you guys to really like work on exaggerating that turn, right? That turn with the jump. So yeah, you could turn a little bit, but like no, you could do it way more. You could like go way out like that, you know, and then try it. Whoop, and then that, you know, like really give it a go and like really send your car to the left, right? Just spin it. There you go. See, because then if you do that, you can start to do some really insane flicks, right? And maybe even delay it a little bit. So here, right? Good to go. Bang. Like that. You see that? That's so much better. I think I'll try to do another one of those just in like slow-mo, right? Here we go. Do a little dribble. I'm going to really exaggerate that jump. Bow. Like that. See? Just really sending the car out to the left before I do my flick. Alright, guys. I'm going to break it down one last time. I'm going to tell you every single step of the way, right? And this is how you do it. So, watch. Catch. Okay? We've caught the ball. Right, so once you get it going, right, when you're ready to do that flick, you just have to come up to one side. Here we go, come to one side, and then we're gonna jump, turn to the side, and then do the back flip, right? There you go. That's basically the flick. Here's another thing too, I forgot. So if you can experiment with like where the car is on the ball relative to your car, the more power you can get, right? So if you're able to like flick it like right on the edge of your car, kind of like that, then you might be able to get even more power. Alright, you guys, I mean, that's basically it. So, as long as you guys just put in some practice, you know, follow those steps accordingly, right? You guys are going to start getting those 45-degree flicks, and it's gonna be sick, I promise. Alright, and then this isn't a requirement, but if you're really good, like, if you get really good at these flicks, then you can actually get a lot of height as well. It just kind of depends on your technique. So one of my favorite things to do with the 45-degree flick, once you get like really comfortable with it, is you can kind of experiment with like the flip, and then like flip canceling it, right? And you can get some like really big height. Alright, you guys, so it doesn't really matter like what form of training you use, whether you use a workshop map or a free play, it doesn't really matter. Whatever works, just as long as you can get that practice in. I'm going to show you guys my favorite free play drill to do, where it helps me get my 45-degree flicks in and helps me get that practice in. Alright, so here's the free play drill. So basically all you do is you basically start the dribble from back here, maybe run the back post of some kind, right? You spawn on top of your head, or start a dribble there, it doesn't matter, right? And then you just move around in a circle like this, right? Circle, 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 and then once you're ready, go for the flick, just like that, right? And then if you score, you don't, or if you don't, it doesn't matter, right? You just kind of keep going in a circle, or you kind of go like this, right? It doesn't matter. So here we go, bang. Practice the flick, all right, and then, you know, let's say it doesn't go in, cool, right? Just keep going in a circle, do it again, right? And this is also really good for your dribbling skills as well, to do this. So here we go, go in a circle, and then, like, try and flick around, like, maybe the halfway line, right? Right, and that's a great way to get your things going, is just go in a circle like this. Circle, 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 and then flick, right? And then if you don't want to score it, it's fine, just go back in a circle, right? Spawn it back in your head, and then do it again. Boop, there we go. And flick it at half field, right? That's what I like to do. Or if you want to, I like to just spawn in and just go for it, right? Bang and bang. Great. You know, but just as long as you guys are getting there practicing, I'm just showing you what I like to do, which is go in these circles, right? And then really, like, practice getting off to one side, because that's probably one of the most important things, right? Is just coming off to one side before that flick, right? And then you can do that. There we go. Awesome. Alright, I hope I was able to help you guys out today with your 45-degree flicks. If I did, let me know down in the comments, leave a like or something. But other than that, that's all I got for you today. See ya.